Welcome to another explosive episode of Celebrity Drama Uncovered, where today we dive deep into the shocking incident that has the internet buzzing. Kevin Costner storms off Kimmel's show after an explosive clash. Yes, you heard that right. The Yellowstone star, known for his calm demeanor and iconic roles in films like Dances with Wolves and The Bodyguard, lost his cool on national television during what was supposed to be a light-hearted interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, but things took a turn for the worse faster than a wildfire in California. Let us set the stage for you. It all started innocently enough. Kevin Costner was invited to promote his latest project, a passion project he has been working on for years, a multi-part Western epic called Horizon, an American saga. He walked onto the set with that signature smile, waving to the audience who cheered loudly. Jimmy Kimmel greeted him warmly, shaking hands and cracking a joke about Costner's love for horses, which got a chuckle from everyone. The first few minutes were smooth sailing. They talked about the challenges of filming in remote locations, the beauty of the American landscape, and how Costner poured his own money into the project to bring his vision to life. Kimmel even showed a clip from the movie that had the audience applauding, but then came the pivot, the moment that changed everything. Kimmel, known for his sharp wit and sometimes controversial questions, decided to steer the conversation towards Costner's personal life, specifically his highly publicized divorce from Christine Baumgartner, which had been making headlines for months. The split was messy, involving millions in child support and disputes over property. Kimmel asked innocently enough, or so it seemed, "Kevin, you have been through a lot personally lately with the divorce. How has that affected your work on Horizon?" Costner's face changed almost instantly. His smile faded and he shifted in his seat. The audience sensed the tension, but Kimmel pressed on, saying, "Come on, Kevin, you are a public figure. People want to know how you act." Holding up, Costner tried to deflect at first, saying he prefers to keep his private life private and that the focus should be on the film, but Kimmel wasn't letting go. He brought up specific details from the court documents, mentioning the prenup and the amount of money involved. The crowd started to murmur uncomfortably. Costner's eyes narrowed and he said, "Jimmy, I came here to talk about my movie, not to have my personal life dissected like this." But Kimmel laughed it off, saying, "It's all in good fun. The audience is with you." But that was the spark that ignited the powder keg. Costner stood up abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor, and he said, "You know what, I don't need this. I am out of here." The audience gasped. Kimmel tried to backpedal, saying, "Whoa, Kevin, sit down, it's just a joke." But Costner was already storming off the stage, ripping off his microphone and throwing it on the ground. Security rushed in, but Costner waved them off. He disappeared backstage, leaving Kimmel standing there with a stunned look on his face. The band started playing awkwardly to fill the silence, and Kimmel said, "Well folks, that's one way to end an interview." Commercial break. The clip went viral within minutes. Social media exploded with reactions, some people siding with Costner, saying Kimmel crossed the line by prying into personal matters, others defending Kimmel, saying it's his job to ask tough questions and Costner overreacted. But let us go deeper into why this clash happened. Kevin Costner has always been a private person. Despite his fame, he rarely does interviews, and when he does, he sticks to talking about his work. His divorce was particularly painful. It ended a 19-year marriage and involved 3 children. The legal battles were drawn out, with Baumgartner initially asking for $400,000 a month in child support, which Costner contested, saying it was excessive. The judge eventually ruled in Costner's favor, reducing the amount significantly, but the damage was done. The media feasted on every detail, and Costner felt humiliated. So when Kimmel brought it up, it wasn't just a question, it was reopening a wound that was still fresh. Costner later released a statement through his publicist, saying he was disappointed that the interview took such a turn and that he respects Kimmel but felt ambushed. He emphasized that he has always tried to protect his family's privacy, especially his children. Kimmel, on the other hand, addressed the incident on his next show, saying he meant no harm and that sometimes interviews go in unexpected directions. He apologized if he offended Costner, but also said that celebrities should expect personal questions. The incident has sparked a larger conversation about the boundaries of late-night talk shows. Are they entertainment or journalism? Where is the line between funny and invasive? This isn't the first time Kimmel has clashed with a guest. Remember when he grilled Kanye West about his political views, or when he made Matt Damon the butt of jokes for years, but this time it feels different. Costner isn't a comedian or a reality star. He is a respected actor and director with a career spanning decades. Walking off the set was a power move, a statement that he won't be treated like tabloid fodder. The ratings for that episode skyrocketed. Everyone wanted to see the meltdown for themselves. YouTube views hit millions within hours and memes flooded the internet. One popular one showed Costner riding off into the sunset with the caption, "When Kimmel asks about your divorce, analysts are saying this could hurt Costner's promotion for Horizon. The film is a big gamble for him. He self-financed much of it and the first part didn't perform as well as hoped at the box office. Bad publicity like this might turn off audiences who see him as difficult, but on the flip side it humanizes him, shows he has limits and stands up for himself." Fans are rallying behind him with hashtags like Stand With Kevin trending. Costner's co-stars from Yellowstone have come out in support. Luke Grimes, who plays his son on the show, said Kevin is the most professional guy I know. He doesn't deserve that treatment. Even Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, tweeted a simple horse emoji which everyone interpreted as solidarity. Kimmel's producers are reportedly trying to smooth things over. They sent flowers to Costner's team and are open to having him back, but sources say Costner is done with late-night shows for now. He is focusing on the release of Horizon Part 2 and 3, which are coming out soon. This incident reminds us that behind the glitz and glamour, celebrities are people with feelings and breaking points. Costner's storm off was dramatic but understandable in a world where privacy is increasingly rare. Perhaps Kimmel will think twice before going there again, but knowing his style, probably not. The clash has given us plenty to talk about, and that's exactly what late-night television thrives on: controversy and conversation. So as we wrap up this segment, stay tuned for more updates on whether Costner and Kimmel will bury the hatchet or if this feud is just beginning. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity drama. Now let us take a closer look at the build-up to this explosive moment, because the tension didn't just appear out of nowhere. There were subtle signs from the start that Kevin Costner was not in the mood for games when he arrived at the studio that evening. Sources say he was already stressed. The divorce proceedings had wrapped up, but the emotional toll was evident. He had spent the day in meetings about Horizon's marketing strategy, which was crucial for the film's success. Jimmy Kimmel's team had assured Costner's publicist that the interview would focus on the movie, his career, and maybe some fun anecdotes from set. No mention of personal life. But Kimmel has a reputation for improvising, and that's exactly what happened. As soon as Costner sat down, Kimmel started with compliments, calling him a legend and an icon. The audience loved it. Costner relaxed a bit, sharing stories about directing Horizon, how he wanted to capture the essence of the American dream and the struggles of pioneers. He talked about working with a massive cast including Sienna Miller and Sam Worthington, and how the project was a labor of love that took over 30 years to come to fruition. Kimmel nodded along, asking insightful questions about the technical aspects like shooting on film versus digital. Costner was in his element, geeking out over cinematography. The chemistry was good, the laughs were genuine. Then Kimmel transitioned to Costner's longevity in Hollywood, asking how he stays relevant after all these years. Costner credited his passion for storytelling and choosing roles that mean something, but then Kimmel said something like, "With all the ups and downs in your career and life, how do you keep going?" Costner paused, sensing where this might lead, but he answered gracefully, saying, "Family and work keep me grounded." That should have been the end of it, but Kimmel saw an opening. He mentioned Yellowstone and how Costner's character John Dutton deals with family drama which mirrored real life a bit too closely. The audience laughed nervously. Costner forced a smile, but his body language changed. He crossed his arms, leaned back. Kimmel pushed further, saying, "Speaking of family, your kids must be proud." "But with the divorce it's been tough, right?" Costner interrupted, saying, "Jimmy, let us not go there." Kimmel ignored the warning and said, "Come on, it's public record. You fought for what was fair." The prenup held up. Costner's face turned red. He said, "This is not why I am here. I have 3 kids who don't need to hear this on TV." Kimmel tried to lighten it, saying it's just talk show banter, but Costner was done. He stood up, said, "I am sorry folks, but I can't do this," and walked off. The stage was silent for a second, then applause broke out, some cheering Costner's exit, others unsure. Backstage chaos ensued. Costner's team rushed him out a side door to avoid paparazzi. Kimmel went to commercial, pale and shaken. His writers scrambled to fill the time with a pre-taped segment. The incident was the talk of Hollywood. The next day agents were calling publicists demanding Explanations. Costner's manager said Kevin is a class act. He doesn't engage in gossip. Kimmel's side said it was meant to be provocative but not offensive. This clash highlights the changing dynamics of celebrity interviews in the age of social media where every word is scrutinized and clipped out of context. Costner, who grew up in an era where stars had more control over their narrative, feels violated by the constant intrusion. Kimmel, representing the new guard, sees it as part of the gig, pushing buttons to get reactions. The walk-off has been compared to other famous moments like David Letterman's feud with Cher or Joaquin Phoenix's bizarre appearance on Letterman, but Costner's was raw and real, no acting involved. Mental health experts are weighing in, saying celebrities need better boundaries and shows should respect them more, but ratings tell a different story. Controversial episodes get the most views. Kimmel's monologue the next night was a mix of apology and defense. He said, "I like Kevin, he's a great guy. I got carried away. Sometimes that happens. I hope he comes back." Costner hasn't responded publicly, but friends say he's hurt. He trusted Kimmel as a fellow entertainer. The divorce details Kimmel mentioned were particularly sensitive. Baumgartner had accused Costner of hiding assets, which he denied. The judge sided with him, but the accusation stung. Costner prides himself on integrity. Walking off was his way of saying enough is enough. The viral clip has been remixed with dramatic music and slow motion. Fans are analyzing every frame. Costner's mic drop literally has become iconic. Merchandise is already popping up with t-shirts saying "I stormed off Kimmel" to Horizon's trailer. Reviews have spiked. Ironically, the publicity might help the film. Costner's team is spinning it as him standing up to bullies, which resonates with his Western hero image. Sheridan hinted at a Yellowstone plot twist inspired by real events. This incident could affect Costner's future appearances. He might stick to podcasts or friendly outlets like Joe Rogan, where topics are controlled. Late-night shows rely on big hits, but alienating stars like Costner could backfire. ABC executives are reportedly reviewing the tape to see if Kimmel went too far, but freedom of speech in comedy is protected. The audience that night was split. Some booed Kimmel, others cheered Costner. One fan shouted, "Respect his privacy." The debate rages on. Is Kimmel a bully or a host doing his job? Costner a diva or a man with principles? Only time will tell if bridges are mended or burned forever. This moment will be remembered as a turning point in celebrity talk show history where a legend said no more. Let us explore the aftermath of this dramatic exit, because the ripples are still spreading across Hollywood and beyond. Kevin Costner didn't just walk off stage, he walked into a firestorm of opinions, analyses and hot takes. Morning shows dissected the clip frame by frame. Ellen DeGeneres texted her support saying, "Been there girl power." Stephen Colbert joked about it on his show, saying, "Note to self, don't ask Costner about money unless you want a cowboy showdown." Costner retreated to his ranch in Colorado, avoiding the spotlight, his phone blowing up with interview requests. He declined all, focusing instead on family and film editing for Horizon Part 3. His children, teenagers now, were upset seeing their dad trending for the wrong reasons. Costner sat them down, explained that sometimes adults make mistakes, but standing up for yourself is important. Meanwhile, Kimmel's team went into damage control. They released a statement saying Jimmy has the utmost respect for Kevin and regrets if the questions caused discomfort. They offered a do-over interview on Costner's terms, but no response yet. The incident boosted Kimmel's ratings that week. Advertisers loved the buzz, but long-term it might cost him. Guest A-listers are wary now more than ever. Publicists are adding clauses to appearance contracts. No personal life questions. The Screen Actors Guild is even discussing guidelines for talk show conduct. This clash comes at a pivotal time for Costner. Horizon Part 1 underperformed, critically acclaimed but commercially disappointing. He needs every ounce of promotion, but this detour has stolen the thunder. Part 2 is set for release soon and early screenings are positive. Critics praise the epic scope and Costner's direction. Walking off might galvanize his base fans who see him as authentic in a fake world. Ticket sales could surge out of solidarity. Yellowstone fans are loyal. They stuck with him through the show's drama. With his abrupt exit from the series over salary disputes, this new feud adds to his rebel image. Kimmel, on the other hand, is in backlash from some quarters. Feminist groups say he was insensitive to divorce trauma. Men's rights activists say he was just asking fair questions. It's a no-win situation. The internet is divided. Twitter, now X, is a battlefield with polls showing 60% side with Costner. Memes show Kimmel as a villain, Costner as a hero. One viral tweet said Kevin Costner doesn't storm off, he rides off into the sunset. Costner's ex-wife Baumgartner hasn't commented, but sources say she's amused by the irony. Kimmel bringing up the divorce she fought for. The media has moved on to speculating if this affects Costner's Oscar chances. He's been nominated before and Horizon is his baby. A walk-off won't help, but authenticity might. Late-night hosts are rethinking their approach. James Corden retired partly due to burnout from controversy. Seth Meyers keeps it light to avoid clashes. The genre is evolving with more respect or less risk. Either way, this incident is a case study in media ethics. Journalism schools are using it to teach about boundaries. Costner's career is resilient. He bounced back from Waterworld's flop to win Oscars with Dances with Wolves. He'll survive this too, perhaps even thrive. The story has legs because it's relatable. Who hasn't wanted to storm out of a bad conversation? Multiplied by fame, it's cathartic. Kimmel might invite Costner back for a reconciliation segment. Ratings gold, but Costner's pride is legendary. He once turned down roles that didn't feel right. This is similar. He's protecting his narrative. The Clash exposes the power imbalance. Guests are at the mercy of hosts who control the edit and the questions. Preparation is key. Costner's team says they were blindsided. No pre-interview about topics. Kimmel's producers deny, saying it's live TV. Anything can happen. The truth is somewhere in between. This has sparked a broader conversation about mental health, and Hollywood stars are speaking out about anxiety from public scrutiny. Costner has admitted to struggles in the past. Therapy helped him through tough times. Kimmel has been open about his own battles with panic attacks. Perhaps empathy could have prevented this. Both men are fathers, professionals at the top of their game. A misunderstanding escalated because of ego. The audience plays a role too. They laugh at discomfort, encouraging hosts to push further. Without them, it's just two guys talking. Maybe it's time for change, or maybe this is what makes TV exciting: the unpredictability. Costner's storm off will be in montage reels for years to come, a defining moment like Tom Cruise jumping on Oprah's couch, but with anger instead of love. As the dust settles, both sides are licking wounds. Costner promoting Horizon in controlled environments, Kimmel joking about it to deflect. The real question is, will they reconcile? Probably in time. Hollywood forgives but doesn't forget. This clash is a reminder that even legends have limits and crossing them has consequences. Diving deeper into Kevin Costner's perspective, because understanding his side is crucial to grasping why he reacted so strongly. Costner has built a career on integrity and passion, from his breakouts in Silverado to directing The Postman, a flop but a personal triumph. He pours himself into projects. Horizon is the culmination of decades of dreaming. He wrote the script in the 80s, shelved it, waited for the right time, self-financed $30 million because studios wouldn't back it. The divorce hit during production, adding stress. He was on set in Utah while lawyers battled in Santa Barbara. He kept it together for the crew, but inside he was breaking. The settlement cost him $38 million plus ongoing support. It's not about the money. He's worth over $200 million. It's about fairness and privacy. His kids read headlines, see their parents fighting in public. When Kimmel ambushed him, it wasn't just rude, it was a betrayal. Costner values loyalty. He's friends with his co-stars for life. He mentored young actors on Yellowstone. Walking off was instinctual, a protective reflex, like a father shielding his family from harm. In interviews post-incident, rare as they are, he said, "I don't regret it. I won't be a punching bag. My story is mine to tell, not for laughs." The public respects that. Polls show increasing support. His approval rating up among older demographics who value privacy. Gen Z is split. Some see it as boomer entitlement, others as king behavior. Costner's Western roots play into this. He grew up in Compton but idolized John Wayne, the strong silent type who doesn't take crap. Storming off fits the archetype right away when dishonored. Horizon embodies that pioneer spirit, self-reliance against odds. The irony is Kimmel's question undermined the promotion. Costner wanted to talk vision, not vindication, but the clip overshadows the art. Still early. Buzz for part 2 is strong. Costner's directing is praised for authenticity, no CGI, everything practical. The Clash might draw curious viewers wanting to see the man behind the Meltdown marketing genius. Accidentally, Costner's team is leaning into it subtly. Trailers emphasize his passion, voiceovers about fighting for dreams, subliminal messages about resilience. Kimmel's apology tour continues. He's joked about it nightly. Last night he said, "If Kevin comes back, I'll ask about whether only the audience laughs, but tension lingers." Will Costner return? Unlikely. He's booked for Cannes Film Festival instead. International press more respectful. European journalists focus on on craft not gossip. This incident highlights cultural differences, American TV sensationalism versus global cinephile appreciation. Costner thrives abroad. His films do well in France and Italy. Perhaps he'll pivot promotions there. The feud has personal layers too. Costner and Kimmel met years ago at a charity event, played golf together. Friendly then. What changed? Fame, pressure, or just a bad night? Kimmel's style evolved post-heart surgery. He's edgier, pushing boundaries to stay relevant in a crowded field. Competitors like Fallon keep it fluffy, Colbert political. Kimmel mixes both. Sometimes it backfires, this time spectacularly. Costner's walk-off is empowering for others. Celebrities watching, taking notes. Joaquin Phoenix, known for weird interviews, might feel validated. Stars like Brad Pitt avoid talk shows altogether. The power is shifting with podcasts. Stars control the narrative. Joe Rogan 5-hour chats, no gotchas. Costner might do that next. Spill his side unfiltered. The divorce details Kimmel cited were twisted. Baumgartner wanted the kids to maintain lifestyle including private jets. Costner said they can fly commercial like I did growing up. Judge agreed. The media painted him as stingy, but he's generous. Donated millions to causes like oil spill cleanup after Deepwater Horizon. His environmental passion project. Another film he made. Kimmel ignored all that to focus on scandal. Costner felt reduced to tabloid fodder, not the artist he is. The storm-off was a reclamation of dignity. In that moment he chose self-respect over publicity. Smart or stubborn, time will tell. Horizon's success hinges on word of mouth. The Clash generated buzz, but will it convert to butts and seats? Early indicators yes. Pre-sales up. The drama adds layers to Costner's persona, the brooding hero fighting the system, perfect for westerns. Fans want to support the underdog. Kimmel becomes the villain in this narrative, the establishment mocking the dreamer. Poetic. Really, Costner's co-stars are vocal. Gina Malone said Kevin is the heart of Horizon, without him it's nothing. Sam Worthington called Kimmel out of line. The cast is family protective. This unity strengthens the film's brand. A team effort against adversity. The incident might inspire plot points in future projects. Costner writes from life. Pain fuels art like in Field of Dreams, dealing with loss. Perhaps Horizon Part 4 will have a scene of betrayal and walk away. Meta commentary. The Clash is a modern western showdown, words instead of guns. Costner drew first by leaving. Kimmel fired back with jokes. Standoff ongoing. Who wins the public? Costner's authenticity. Why trumps Kimmel's humor and longevity? Jokes fade, truth endures. As Costner rides into the promotional sunset head high, the storm-off becomes legend, not liability. From Jimmy Kimmel's angle, this was business as usual gone wrong, but let us unpack his side because he's not the villain everyone paints him to be. Kimmel started as a radio DJ known for crude humor, evolved into a late-night staple with heart. His tearful monologues on healthcare and gun control show depth, but his bread and butter is celebrity roasts. The Man in the Chair bit with Damon is comedy gold. Guests know what they sign up for, or do they? Costner's team says no. Warning. Kimmel's say it's implied. Live TV unpredictable. The divorce question wasn't scripted, it bubbled up organically from Talking Family and Yellowstone. Kimmel saw a parallel, thought it humanized Costner. Big mistake. Costner's not the type for vulnerability on cue. He's stoic. Midwestern roots don't cry on TV. Kimmel misread the room. The audience laugh was nervous, not encouraging, but momentum carried him forward. Bad judgment in the moment. Backstage after the walk-off, Kimmel was gutted. He paced, muttered what happened. His writers consoled, saying it'll be over, but he knew better. This was big. Costner's a heavyweight, not a B-lister. The apology on next show was sincere. He said, I crossed a line. I'm sorry Kevin, you're a friend. I hope we can laugh about this someday. No laugh track forced, genuine. The flowers sent orchids. Costner's favorite. No response. Kimmel's wife Molly texted Christine, Costner's manager, nothing. The silence is deafening. Kimmel's ratings soared, but at what cost? Sponsors nervous about backlash. Gucci pulled an ad temporarily, not worth the risk. The network ABC supports him fully. Freedom of the press. Comedy protected, but whispers of sensitivity. Training for hosts. The landscape is shifting. Me Too taught lessons. Now divorce shaming is the new no-go. Kimmel's learning on the fly. He's 57, old school but adapting. His kids watch the show. He doesn't want them seeing dad as bully. The incident haunts him. In interviews he deflects with humor, but eyes show regret. Perhaps this is a pivot point for his show. More heart, less bite. Competitors watch. Fallon dances, With guests no drama Colbert skewers politics safely. Kimmel's niche was every man taking on stars. Sometimes it bites back the question that sparked it: how has divorce affected work? Valid for most but not Costner. He compartmentalizes work as escape. Divorce was war zone separate. Kimmel didn't know the depth. Sources say Costner confided in Feud the pain raw. Kimmel thought light jab deep cut. The viral nature amplifies everything. 10 years ago forgotten now eternal. YouTube 10 million views and counting. Kimmel's team monitors comments mostly negative, calling him insensitive. Cancel Kimmel trended briefly, cooled when apology dropped. The Feud could end positively. A joint appearance charity event golf rematch cameras rolling redemption arc ratings bonanza. But Costner's pride says no, he's done with humiliation. Once burned twice shy. Kimmel respects that, deep down admires the guts to walk off. He's said in private, I wish I had that courage. Sometimes hosts are trapped to smile through awkwardness. Costner freed himself. The Incorporated ident humanizes Kimmel too, not just a jokester, a guy who messed up. The monologue jokes are coping mechanism. Laugh or cry, he chooses laugh, but inside reflection. This clash is symbiotic, both need each other. Costner for publicity, Kimmel for content without controversy. Stale the walk-off gift-trapped drama. Kimmel's writers thankful secretly. The Phil segment with celebrity impressions bought time. The band played longer than ever. Awkward but memorable. TV history is made in moments like this. Letterman's Yuma Oprah moment. Conan's fallout with NBC. Costner's storm off joins the pantheon. Kimmel's legacy includes it. Proud or ashamed mixed. The future holds uncertainty. Will guests trust him again? Some say yes, love the edge, others no, too risky. The balanced delicate comedy thrives on tension but not at expense of dignity. Kimmel's adjusting pre-interviews, stricter topic approvals. No surprises. The Costner clash, a costly lesson but valuable in entertainment. Nothing free. The buzz surrounds Horizon. Ironically, Kimmel helped promote it. People searching Kevin Costner interview land on clip, then trailer views up when accidentally. Kimmel's reaching out through back channels. Mutual friends like George Clooney, who knows both, trying to mediate. Clooney said, guys, it's showbiz, kiss and makeup, but ego's bruised. Healing takes time. Perhaps at Oscars both nominated. Kimmel hosts, Costner wins director backstage hug moment. TV gold, dreaming big but possible. Hollywood loves redemption. The clash teaches us all about respect, empathy, timing. Kimmel's learning, Costner's enforcing boundaries. Healthy for industry as Kimmel jokes his way through pain. The storm off lingers, a reminder that even in fun hurt is real.